Hello again and welcome to this week's Ask an Attorney. Today we're joined by Tyler Seward from the firm of Schweigert, Clemene and McBride. Welcome, Tyler.
Good morning, Wayne.
It is an interesting question that we're going to present to you today. The questioner asks, my oldest daughter is in high school and just passed her driver's license exam. The DMV told me, that I have to sign a sponsorship form on my daughter's application before she receives her driver's license. Is the DMV correct?
They are. Not really a lot of gray area with today's question, so yes, the DMV is generally correct. Anyone under the age of 18 is going to need to have a parent or legal guardian sign this sponsorship form on the driver's license application before the minor will be issued a valid North Dakota driver's license. So this individual asking the question technically does not need to be the one to sign the daughter's sponsorship form, but the daughter will not be issued that driver's license until she obtains some other parent or legal guardian signature.
And why is that? What is the reason for that?
Well, the requirement that a parent or legal guardian sign the sponsorship form on the North Dakota driver's license application was established by our state legislature sometime in the 1950s. And this law was enacted for good reason. To begin with, most minors or teenage drivers simply do not have the experience or expertise in operating motor vehicles that perhaps you or I have. And second, the size and speed of motor vehicles can enable operators to cause enormous amounts of property damage and personal injuries to others. And third, minors and teenagers generally are not independently wealthy.
Right.
So you're probably following where I'm going with this, and that is, how do we address the fact that minor drivers are not only more prone to causing motor vehicle accidents, but are also less financially capable of reimbursing others for the property damage and personal injuries they cause during those motor vehicle accidents.
Okay, so you have a parent or guardian signature. How does that resolve the issue?
Sure. Well, the intent of this law is obviously to preclude these situations where accident-prone minors are unable to reimburse others for property damage or personal injuries caused by their negligent operation of a motor vehicle. So anytime a parent or a legal guardian signs this sponsorship form on the driver's license application, the parent or legal guardian is agreeing to be held legally responsible for any accident or damages that their son or daughter causes. And as attorneys, we call this imputed negligence or vicarious liability, which again simply means that the parent steps into the shoes of the child and agrees to be financially responsible for the kid's car accident.
So what happens? This daughter in this instance uses a family vehicle. The form has not been signed. Then what happens?
Sure. Well, not signing the minor sponsorship form or refusing to sign that sponsorship form is not going to let parents completely off the hook from responsibility for any damages or accidents that their kids cause, because North Dakota also recognizes what is called the family car doctrine. Okay. And the family car doctrine is similar in both purpose and effect as this requirement that a minor obtain a parent's signature on this driver's license sponsorship form. However, the family car doctrine is a bit broader in the sense that it imposes liability on the owner of a motor vehicle anytime a family member uses that vehicle with the owner's consent but then causes a car accident.
Okay. So let's say an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent allows this teenager to drive. What would happen if that person was in an accident at that point?
Sure. Well, the sponsorship form law and the family car doctrine, that may not necessarily apply in the situation where we have an extended relative like an uncle or an aunt who may lend a vehicle to a minor driver. However, these adults should still be very conscious of the fact of just freely lending out their vehicles to any minor driver, because North Dakota courts also recognize another doctrine called negligent entrustment, where an owner of a motor vehicle can be held directly responsible for lending their vehicle to an inexperienced or an incompetent driver who presents a likelihood of unreasonable harm to third persons. So if this uncle lent his pickup truck to his nephew or niece, and she took her first spin ever out on the interstate and caused a motor vehicle accident, well, the niece is going to be liable, this uncle's going to be liable under this negligent entrustment doctrine, and the parent will be liable under that sponsorship form rule. So a lot of liability there.
Yeah, very interesting. Good question that was submitted today. We want to thank you, Tyler, for joining us today. And we also want to remind you that remember that the advice does not pertain in all cases. For more information, we are asking that you contact an attorney.